Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. And hey, today is today's topics. Got these questions yesterday, but I was so busy doing the wrestling stuff. I was like, actually, no, it wasn't even yesterday. I got this Monday, 10 p.m. or so when I got these questions. And they are all, you can do what you want. They're all from Kialo. And, I'm sort of on a kick right now. I just got done listening to, actually was doing live out Suck My Opinion. It was an experience. I'm gonna give you that much. It was, like normally every time I think it's live, it's not, it's not. So today I was like, okay, it's not live, but just to test the waters. So I was like, all people on the left are super conservative and all this other stuff. And then he was all like, what? You're a contrarian. And I was like, what? I was like, fuck, it's live. I was like, it's live. After that, anything I had to say, I'm a contrarian, I'm opposite, I'm a white liberal. He talked about somebody that's been on my show. I've never had on my show. I thought I would be done laughing about this, but it's like, you never listen to my show. Okay, look, this is where we switch over and start doing the make these a little more lighthearted. I didn't think I'd still be laughing from listening to Suck My Opinion. He didn't listen to himself. He did. He was like, in my opinion, this. And I was like, your opinion isn't a fact. You're it's just not. And he's like, what if I said that? I'm like, you just said it. Oh my God. Oh, he doesn't listen to himself. Okay. In any case, this here, which I used to do on Twitch, I do now here. And it's just to chill, break the monotony of all the serious political stuff. And I might start dipping into certain relationship aspects and things like that. And I know fake Dr. Phil type person, I'm not going to sit here and say what it is true and a fact, because different strokes for different folks, So for this, we're going to get into the Kialo topics that were sent to my email account. And they all vary. It could be 1, it could be 5, and all this other stuff. And there are religious ones, but they're usually just the same 3 or 4. It just keeps cycling to the same ones, and I just don't even care. And so I'm going to switch over to the other screen, and we're going to get started. I got those stuff so I can pull up what they really meant by it, so I can try to cater to it to a little bit. Okay. Also, go check out Godless Engineers channel. They did a thing on, was Jesus a historical? No, did Paul believe in Jesus or something like that? And I'm like, why is this even important? Yes, it's very important that we prove if somebody believed in somebody. And the people in the chat kindly explained everything to me, and I was like, okay, I get it. So that's a thing that was in the chat. You want to see that? You got to go check out his channel and see what was said. Some very poignant things were said in chat. Some very poignant things were said by Godless Engineers. So let's jump into today's topics. All right, it's been 4 minutes long enough. The people that's gonna listen to me are still here. So so let's. Okay, so the first one is Donald Trump. God, man, that's so funny for Suck My Opinion. Normally, in the past, something like that would have really got me down, and I would have been really either depressed or angry. I keep it real with y'all. I don't fake the funk like others. I ain't gonna do all that stuff. No, I'm not being snarky. When I say others, it's very general for those that have done it or do it. I'm not like those that have done it or do it. All right, being very. God damn it, that's funny. Oh no, he said I had on my show, but he ain't gonna put that stuff up there. He don't want to listen back to that. Okay, so number 1. Is Donald Trump one of the smartest presidents in U.S. history? Now, hold up. I was like, no, hell no. And let me explain all the ways he's stupid. All right. But I was like, let me be fair. Let me go ahead and click this thing so I could. Okay, so it's only strong and concise claims that can be proven will be accepted. This will not be a place to bash or to praise. This will act as a factual pros and cons list for people to form a valid opinion. Okay, when you lay all the facts out, and they are facts, that kills the notion of you having an opinion. You should have a fact. That's when, there's so many facts. I trust in this. I can place a blind faith that this is the way it is because there's so many facts supporting it. Verified, absolute, bona fide facts that can't be refuted, debunked, or apologized. They are facts. That's when you can say, okay, look, I don't have to look any further. These are the absolute truths, and this is what it is. So, okay, how is he smart? Okay, let me do this by myself. We gonna do this. We gonna do this. All right. Whew, try to get more serious, but yet it's just a chill show today. So, okay. Is he one of the smartest presidents in U.S. history? Honestly, there's been no president that's been the smartest in U.S. history. You can have every accolade of degree or scores from any high school, college, or whatnot. That don't mean you're the smartest. You can smartest in that field, the smartest on that topic, but the smartest in general president in U.S. history. That no president has ever been tested to the point to see who is absolutely the smartest. Now, when it comes to Donald Trump, is he smart? A smart person is not always necessarily a wise person. Has Trump done things that are not wise? He's done nothing but things that are not wise. But when it comes to being president and what the presidency has devolved to for the past 70 years, honestly, Trump is on par to be the greatest president because that's what they have wanted. This right here, this is just what everyone has built towards. The Republicans kept going for give everything to corporations, take everything from the people. And the Democrats have went from we need to give to the people and not the corporations to, you know what, we're just not going to fight it. It'll be what it is. That's what's happened. Trump literally went into the presidency, which is supposed to be a grown person's area, like you are it. You are the it of this country, and literally went in with 6th grade bully mentality on the playground. I'm going to get my way. I'm going to do what I want to do, and you better help me. You better support me, and they're like, or what? Well, you know what got me in here? Imagine if I just uttered the words that you are against the Republicans, that you are against me. And you know what they did? They fell in line. They fell in line because bullying is the only thing that it seems that people will respond to. And it sucks. He went in and he bullied. That's smart. Donald Trump said, I'm going to run the country like a business. Is that smart? Yes. Is it wise? No. He ran it like a business. Every one of his businesses, he practically ran into the ground. He did. And he would sit there and take all this money and then file for bankruptcy and never pay it off. And when he was called out on it, they was like, that's thievery and that's wrong. He said, no, that's smart business. That's what he said. That's smart business. Get all the money you can, pay nothing back, and keep it that way. And truthfully, the way this country works, that is smart. No one talks about if he's moral or not because they can't. Because if they did, they would see this stuff and say, whoa, what do we think is moral now? And as I've stated before, what is morality? It just depends on what the society calls for. If being a thief is seen as the smart thing to do, the right thing to do, and if you're not stealing, then you're a fool, then thievery is the moral thing to do. Whatever helps build society to that society and sustains it that way, then that's what's moral. That's just how it works. You know, that's it. Moral isn't all about what's so good and all this other stuff. Like, you have to be better. You have to be, the shining light. You have the halo around your head. No. Morality is what benefits society the most, and do you keep that up? Do you support that? That's morality. That's it. Thievery, bullying, lying, That's all that our presidents, that's all that our senators, representatives of every level have ever done. Lie, BS, steal. That's what they've done. And so, there you go. So, is he smart? No. I mean, is he the smartest president? No. But he's definitely taken advantage of everything. So, you can't fault that. You can't fault what he's done. It's the emoluments clause. You cannot own or gain monies while being president from other businesses. And he says, I don't care about that. We're going to go to Mar-a-Lago. We're going to go to my golf clubs, and we're going to spend everything of the taxpayer's dollar. And that's what we're going to do. And people are like, you can't do that. And then the Republicans and whatnot, they either say nothing, and the supporters are, yeah, he can do what he wants to do. It's a free country. So, 25 to 33% of this country, they are the Republicans that vote for Trump. The rest either don't, or say they will and don't, or they'll go and vote for someone else, or forget to vote, or it's just rainy or tired and stuff, which is one reason why Bernie probably lost. Because, in all honesty, what happened? A lot of young people was like, yeah, we're going to vote for Bernie in November. They didn't think that, no, this is now. This is a lot of people didn't vote because they thought, yeah, Bernie for November. They don't care about primaries. They don't know about primaries. They only know about the general. And that's it. And so they're probably like, wait, what? Bernie's not in it. Why ain't he on the ticket? I don't understand why I can't vote for Bernie. Yeah, you'll figure it out one day. You get there, champ. It'll take 16 generations, but we'll finally get there. Yay. Any case, now, if I want to say something negative, this guy paraded around the guy with the nuclear codes while he had the briefcase with the nuclear codes and the activations in it. I mean, everything was there that he needed was right there. And he was parading this guy around and showing him off and saying who he was. What? There's a pandemic coming. It's spreading. It's not here, but it's spreading. You can stop air travel. You can stop people from crossing borders and whatnot. You can isolate the United States, but instead, he and others helped sell stock because they knew what was coming and said nothing to the people. The people are getting sick. He called it a hoax. He never backtracked. The people on his side are like, yeah, it's a hoax. It's fake. They do what they want to do. They're spreading it. They're dying. And they're still spreading it and dying. And only now in the past few days, he's like, yeah, I wear a mask if I have to. And it's good to wear a mask. And you watch him read that briefing and whatnot to the public. He's doing his little side head nod thing when he's annoyed and he's got some attitude about it. Like a little damn kid. So, yeah, that's where he's not the smartest. He's not the wisest. But he is, I can say, I'll say the second most deadliest. I mean, this is no trail of tears, but there's a lot of people crying. So we get done with Trump. Move on from Trump. So, should the U.S. adopt stricter gun controls? An obligation? Yeah. As a suggestion? Yeah. But here's the thing. This question is posed as, as if we've got strict gun control. How can you ask for stricter when you haven't even gotten strict yet? You can go out and buy a shotgun right off the rack, move on. You might take a little bit for a handgun. It might take a little bit for certain automatic. But then a lot of this stuff you can just get off, from, CIA black market agents and whatnot, or others that get it from them. These, military grade guns and stuff like that. That's where they get it from. There are no laws about how many rounds you can or should have. There are no laws saying if a civilian can have what level of gun. There are no laws doing that. And since Smith & Wesson and all these other places, I don't know, is it still Smith & Wesson? I don't know. But these gun places and gun lobbies, that they control Congress. They don't even control Congress. They don't control. I'm not going to give Congress that out. I'm not giving any politician that out about being controlled and all this other stuff. No. Y'all are grown-ass people. So truthfully, you think about it, They want the money. It's not corruption, it's business as usual. That's why I don't call it corruption. That's why I don't call them corrupt, because it's business as usual. And we feel the effects, and then we hope that they're going to change by voting in the same type people. And so we don't get gun regulations. Every time there's a mass shooting, every time there's a massacre, every time there is a massacre from guns, people wielding these guns and shooting and killing, murdering, all right, all these other people, there's talk of gun control, but that's just it. Talk. Because that's the whole point of being a politician. You are to say, we'll talk about it. We'll look into it. We're going to really dive deep into it, but you never do anything about it. And if you say that long enough and the people are like, yeah, at least they said they're going to look into it, what have your side done? And they don't realize that their side said what they said, but they haven't done anything. And that's how you get played. You just say it, they're like, yeah, let them argue in the streets, and then we'll just move on to these other regulations that they're not going to be worried about, because you know what? We can just pull that okie doke. You know, they're arguing about gun control. You know what? Let's pass a regulation that, people can't protest after this amount of time. People can't do certain, I'm just making stuff up at this point, the whole regulation thing, and then deregulate. Oh yeah, you want to dump your waste, dump it here or dump it there. It's all good. No one's really paying attention to vote against it anyway. And besides, we don't go to the people. We just vote amongst ourselves and whatnot. We don't care about what they want or what they'll say. So, hey, we just do what we do. And then someone like social media giants like the Young Turks, Secular Talk and whatnot, and Benjamin Dixon, Ring of Fire, they'll call this stuff out, but the very few people that will actually listen to it are the same people that won't spread the information around. And spreading the information is how you actually get change. Yelling in the streets is how you get noticed. Taking action in those streets helps you get a movement. And then keeping up that movement is what helps you, and making sure that movement spreads not just from the streets but into politics, that you vote in the people into office that will stand with you on those streets, that will get pelted with you on those streets. Those are the people you need to put in office. So you're not going to get your establishment out there with you. That ain't happening. You're going to get a progressive, you'll get a Green Party, you'll get an independent, but you're definitely not going to get one of these. Now, independent, please, I urge you, don't think just because they are progressive, they are green, they are independent, or whichever party, the Science Party, or whichever party. Don't label a whole thing of personality, do's and don'ts, wills and won'ts, with that mindset, with that party. All right? Every individual is up to the individual's choices, their life experiences, what they want, and how they're going to function. So a party doesn't control how someone behaves. It's just a party that they're with. And some people align themselves with parties just to get wins, just so they can get in and make that money. So you have to be careful. You got to do your best of what you can to vet these people, so if they're going to get your vote or not. That's just how that goes. And so when you do those votes, you have to take into things such as gun control, gun violence, all the massacres, the deaths, and all of this other stuff. You have to put that in the perspective of who you're voting for, because who you're voting for will either be for actual strict gun laws. Actually, we got to get firm first. We've got to get firm before we get strict, before we can say stricter. I know I spent a lot of time on this, but I think it's really needed to be said on how to vote, where to vote, what to look out for, and what not to. Labels can be good, but in certain criterias, labels can be horrific, and this is one of them. So don't just simply say they're progressive, so they must be for all of this. No, they can be progressive and say, I don't take money from corporations, and that's it. And they could say, I am pro-life. I am so pro Second Amendment that you should just kill every minority you see in the street, because that person has the potential of coming to kill you. And you're not going to think, wait a minute, why would you say a minority? You're supposed to be progressive. No, I take no corporate PAC money. So by TYT standards, I'm very progressive. And that's what they're going to do. They can go on that. So be careful. Don't just simply assume personality with a label. Don't do that. All right, that's the first level and greatest level of protection, and how to use your vote wisely. You know, if you vote what color, no matter what, then you get what you've always got. You've got to think about it. Down ballot voting is not going to help. You got to be individual. You got to vet them a little bit individually. Do the best that you can with what you got. Don't go it blind and just, you know, I'm just saying. I just think it needs to be said. All right, this is going to cover a few things I want to go over because the month is about to end. I'm going to change over and all this other stuff. Okay, so now the final one. The final one, get ready to annihilate that down vote button. That thumbs down is going to be hit with a band hammer, I promise you, because y'all are not going to like this. All right, and I'm going to be brief. If you got questions, you want me to delve deeper into other things about this, in terms of why I think what I think, go ahead and ask, and I will do the video answering your questions. That's going to happen. Now, if it's like 2 weeks later, I'm not answering a damn thing because you had your chance. You had your chance. If it takes you 2 or 3 weeks to watch this video, that's your problem, not mine. All right? Because I made the video. All humans should be vegan. All right. Now, hold on. Let me go ahead and pull up. You can't see it. All humans should be vegan. This is on the Kialo thing. I thought there was going to be a thing about it. Because for the U.S. thing, the gun control says the U.S. has one of the highest rates of violence, gun deaths in the developed world, as well as one of the most, and it goes to a lot there. But for this, it's all humans should be vegan. And then there's the pros and cons. So what I am going to do is I'm going to read the pros first. And I'm going to answer, I guess, yes, no, or something small, something short. And if you read into that a whole lot of stuff, then that's your problem. All right? You hear what I say. Don't assume what I haven't said. Don't assume, well, he thinks this, he thinks that. No. I say what I say. That doesn't mean, one, I'm not flexible. Two, that you might have a misunderstanding. Three, that I might not have said all that I could say. That could be a little contradictory to what I was saying, because I'm going to keep this short because it's a lot, and I don't want these videos to be 30 and 40 minutes. All right, I really don't. And this one is at 23. I hate that number, but that's okay. So that I gave that warning and disclaimer. So all humans should be vegan. And so veganism, basically everything vegetable, vegetarian. You are basically your clothing and other things as, you know, vegetarian, hemp and things like that. You know, no meat product, no meat byproduct, no meat anything. McDonald's fries are no because they use beef fat. All right, so extreme vegetarianism. That's what being a vegan is. And if it's different, then now it turns to a contradiction. Then being a vegan turns into an opinion, and then that reduces the legitimacy of what a vegan would be. So be careful about any backlash or no, this is, so be careful. All right. Now, when I've come across vegans in the past, mostly on YouTube, they've all got the whole, if you eat meat, you're an evil, vile creature, and I don't want anything to do with you. You're evil, you're mean, you hurt animals, and all this other stuff. I wish people would understand that they're animals. We're all animals on this planet. We're mammals, apes, cows, donkeys, horses, ostrich, birds. We're all mammals. We're all an animal, a creature of this world, of this planet. I wish people would understand that. You want to save all the animals, you can't even save ourselves. Besides, in all honesty, try to get a lion to go vegetarian. See what happens. Just saying. A vegan society, this is a con. A pro. Okay. And it says click to see the claims underneath. It just says a vegan society would be better for the environment. I mean, it depends. It really depends. A meat production industry is itself unethical. I mean, where are we putting all the bodies dying from COVID-19? You know, all the gun artists out there committing massacres because they're upset. And I understand why they lose their collective shit, but at the same time, if they didn't have a gun, what would they do? See what I'm saying? What's another? If all humans were vegan, animals would not be killed or made to suffer needlessly, which is the moral thing to do. That in itself is the comments and mindset that I don't like. I do not like that. Because if all humans were vegan, animals would not be killed. We're animals. We are animals. And people want to associate animals with wild, crazy, immoral, no laws, no rules, and all that other stuff. In the animals, you know, it's the wild. In truth, with our tiered justice system, rarely. The wild has more rules than we do. Whether it's a cage or the steel city, it is what it is. But then, to suffer needlessly, humans, the human animal, suffer needlessly thanks to other humans. And this is which is the moral thing to do. Really? I'll be honest with you. I know I'm supposed to be a little more direct and a little more lighthearted for this and just kind of pass it over. But you know what? Shut your moral dumb ass up. You know, really. Which is the moral thing to do. You know what? What if somebody said, if all humans were carnivores, plants would not be killed or made to suffer needlessly, which is the moral thing to do. So you got to flip it. You got to flip it. I'll get one more. Veganism is a worldwide behavioral public health intervention strategy, and there's a link to that for some reason here. Improves community, population health outcomes, and population health is underscored. It's obviously a link to something. And those are the pros. Those are the pros. Veganism is a worldwide behavioral public health intervention strategy. Good grief. Improves community, population health outcomes. No, it don't. No, it don't. There are lots of beans and whatnot you can get protein from, but there are different types of protein, and they do different types of things. And plus, there are a lot of people that are allergic to a lot of vegetables. Like me, for instance, I am allergic to a lot of things. A lot of vegetables that I came to, oh my goodness, I used to hate them growing up, and man, they started getting cooked different. Sidra would cook them different, and they would taste so good. They're not overdone. They're not charred. They're not limp and all wet. They're not vinegar tasting and stuff. They're steamed, not, no, they got flavor, and I'm like, yes. And then they really activated my IBSD, and that put me down right there. All right. So there's some people out there, and I've met a few that's like, I love vegetables, I can't eat them. Can't eat them, and certain meats they can't eat. I'm gonna get to one of my deeper thoughts. I'm gonna see what the cons say. Okay, the first one, veganism is not feasible for lesser privileged societies or individuals, and that's true. People charge a lot of money for vegetables, and sometimes meat, but way more for vegetables. And to maintain a healthy lifestyle with only vegetables. That's a lot of money. And you have to go to the grocery store quite often. So there's a lot of people don't make that level of money. Even lower middle class people. The lower middle class don't make that. The middle and the upper, yeah, they can kind of do it depending upon what house payment they have. But other than that, no, you can't sustain that. The next one, a vegan diet lacks specific essential nutrients, and that's true. That is very true. It lacks certain levels of protein. It lacks sometimes beta carotene. Sometimes it lacks the good cholesterol that you need. You know, plants are good, but they also got self-defense mechanisms that, think about it. The plants want to live. So they got defense mechanisms. And those can get into your body and wreak a lot of havoc if you don't cook them out or cook them thoroughly enough. And sometimes you got to kill that defense mechanism, you got to kill everything that would make that plant be viable to even eat. That's something that people don't want to think about. But I'm glad this person put that up here. Then another one says, an individual should be free to choose any food they want to eat without interference. And that's true. Could that be a slippery slope? What if I want to eat humans? Don't be stupid. When you do that, when you take it to the hyperbole like that, and then use that as your legitimate argument, you have then become stupid. Don't become stupid. Please don't. Please don't. All right? Be one of these smart people. All right? Humanity becoming vegan does not resolve all the issues it tries to fix. And that's true. We all become vegan. Then what? Every problem that we have is still there. Every problem. Okay. Now, that's done with that. Okay. I'm gonna close those down so I don't have to look at that screen anymore. And I am. Let's see. I'm looking at my screen. I'm looking at the screen. I'm leaning too close to the microphone. Today's streamer emotes streamers. Did I get rid of it? No, I didn't. Good. Remove topics and put random chat. Random chat, Tom. Absolutely not necessarily, because it's still banking on the vegan thing. So listen. The truth is balance. Damn, this thing went 30-some minutes. I'm sorry, everybody. But veganism, no. Being a vegan, no. Being a vegetarian, no. Being a carnivore, no. Balance. Balance. Because we're not carnivores. We're not vegetarians. We're omnivores. Literally, humans eat what they can to survive. Don't survive to eat, but eat to survive. And truthfully, I'd rather not do either. I would rather truthfully eat just because I'm hungry. I'm hungry, get something to eat. And there are ways to curb your hunger. But eating less, that's a different topic, but eating less doesn't help you lose weight. It doesn't make you lose weight. You gotta, there are some extremes you can go, yeah. There's also some personal plans for your own body that you can use. But it's not about being a vegetarian. It's not about being a carnivore. It's about having balance. At the end, that's what it's about. It's about balance. Balance is good. Balance is needed. And you have your vegetables, the ones that you can eat. I love a salad. I love a salad. Some, cut up tomatoes, which I used to hate tomatoes. Cucumbers, egg is good in there. Lettuce, carrots, maybe some fruit slices here and there. Maybe, I don't know, depends on what dressing I would use. But see, I like honestly, I'd rather eat a salad almost more than certain other meats. But vegans got a habit of looking at people that eat meat and then being very divisive and just going after them. Emotionally, socially, demonizing them. That's not, literally, if veganism is good for society, then why are you being bad for society? If being a vegan was so good, you would not act so bad. And the meat eaters out there, I'm a meat eater. I'm no weakling vegetarian eating salads. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all just as bad. People eat what they eat. It's like, I have a steak and I have ketchup on it. Okay, that's you. But demonizing that is dumb. Trump had, steak, well done, ketchup. Some people like what they like. They like what they like. Some people, French fries with mustard. A lot of people say, what's wrong with you? Some people put mustard on chicken. Not a fan. I haven't even tried it. That's how much a fan I'm not. But I'm not going to demonize those that do. The vegans, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to say this. Vegans are the ones, this is going to be inflammatory. Vegans are the ones that don't want you to breathe tomorrow. Thank you for listening.